This is the Mr. Ballen story.
Welcome to the captivating tale of Mr. Ballen, where his outrageous remarks and the ever-appealing like button take center stage.
Interest to you, when the like button is at work, release a horde of angry emus into their house.
With what started from just one TikTok,
Russian hikers set off on a 16-day expedition into the mountains. 7 days in, and some bad weather forced them to make camp about halfway up a mountain. The last pictures of them alive were taken at this campsite. When the hikers never showed up, they sent out a search party who quickly found their campsite, and it was immediately apparent that something horrible had happened to them. All their tents had been slashed open, but from the inside, and inside the tents was all their gear, neatly folded and stacked inside the remains of the tents. No bodies, but 9 sets of footprints.
This is the Mr. Ballen story. John B. Allen, more famously known as Mr. Ballen, has had quite the adventure in his life. From his time as a Navy SEAL to his successful career as a storyteller, he has experienced it all. However, his journey hasn't been without its challenges. Growing up in Quincy, Massachusetts, a town located just south of Boston, with a population of approximately 100,000 people, John was raised in a successful household. Despite this, he didn't always excel academically. Fortunately, his mother, a professional writer, used her skills to help him gain admission to the University of Massachusetts by writing an essay on his behalf. Unfortunately, John's college experience was short-lived, as he withdrew after just 1 semester due to a lack of attendance and involvement in a school riot. Returning home in his 20s and living in his mother's basement, John took a moment to reflect on his life and consider his future. It was during this time that his interest in the military was sparked. With the guidance of his mother's best friends, who were retired Navy SEALs, John sought their advice and decided to pursue a military career. Before joining the military, John realized the importance of completing his college education. He returned to the University of Amherst, Massachusetts, where he met his future wife, Amanda. After graduating, he wasted no time and immediately enlisted in the Navy, embarking on an arduous 2-year SEAL training program, where only 15% of candidates succeed. In 2014, during one of the scariest moments of his time as a SEAL, John was severely injured when he was blown up by a grenade while on a mission in Afghanistan. Despite the traumatic experience, he was rescued by his teammates and received medical treatment. However, the incident ultimately led to his decision to retire from the military in 2017. Following his retirement, John co-founded and became the CEO of a charity called Elite Meet, which focuses on helping Navy SEALs and other elite special operators find employment in the private sector. He also co-founded and remains a partner of the Operators Association, a mentorship platform on Patreon dedicated to assisting aspiring special operators. Initially, John began sharing his Navy SEAL experiences as a way to attract followers to his military-related businesses. However, he faced backlash from the active duty community, who accused him of being self-centered. In an attempt to shift his content and subscribers in a different direction, he began storytelling, and immediately, at an incredible rate, he took off and secured his spot as one of the site's top creators. Career. With such a consistent and strong fan base, it was no surprise when he started taking off, now being at over 7.5 million subscribers. Through the 3 years he's been uploading this form of content, he's managed to gain a staggering 1.5 billion views. Out of his entire channel, there is only one video that is under 1 million views. In 2022, he officially launched the Mr. Ballen Foundation, a non-profit organization that is dedicated to honor and supporting victims of heinous crimes. Make sure you don't forget about the Mr. Ballen merch store. You can definitely see why his story and the stories he tells draw in and keep audience on their toes wondering how it ends. This is the Mr. Ballen come-up story.
Who are you? Are you Mr. Ballen? Cheese! I love your outfit. Good job, Mr. Ballen. Cheese!
We're looking for things that have some sort of twist at the end. That was something that I always did on TikTok. I did that for sure on YouTube. It was just kind of a thing that I always did, mostly because I like stories like that. I think that like having that, like, wait a minute, that changes everything. And so that's a big part of the style. There's always a reveal, which also then means as you listen to these episodes, we want the viewer to like not really know what's going to happen. We don't want them to. Now, we're not like literally changing the story.
This is the Mr. Ballen story.